Woo, let's go. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Wacky Wednesday Open Mic at LA School of Comedy, 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard, where we believe that if someone's told you that you're funny, you probably are. So write it down and bring it from the page to the stage. My name is Billy Ramirez, the middle-aged muchacho, your host for the evening. For all, how many? 4 of you? Yeah, anyways, all right, cool. That's, comedy's a humbling experience, because at least personally for me, there's always, as a comedian, there's always an instant response or not if someone laughs at your joke. But for me, just looking at sources of material and realize that, to borrow a line from the late, great Chris Farley as Matt Foley, like, I haven't amounted to jack squat, so that's always a humbling experience. Like, I'm boring. I don't know why I do comedy. I don't have any stories, but I just love comedy. That's it. I just love comedy, being around comedians, trying to make people laugh. Emphasis on the trying. See, what stories do I have? Here's one. I recently had my first ever liquid death. That's exciting. That was an eye-opening experience. So what happened was, I'm getting to that age where my bedtime and headliner set times aren't getting along very well. So I was at a concert and I figured, just in case, I should go get an energy drink if I, just to try to make it through the headliner. So I went to the concession stand and I was looking at all these drinks and I saw this can that looked like it played bass for Slayer. And I bought that, cracked it open, took a sip. Turns out it's just water. Turns out liquid death is just water, and not water that you get from like Flint, Michigan, or Agua de Mexico that gives you el chorro. It's just regular water. And that was really disappointing and upsetting because the can has skulls and tattoo fonts on it, right? And I figure, it looks like it drives a 1987 Camaro drunk and peeps on teenage girls, and I thought I was going to drink demon blood or something that gives me heart palpitations. By the way, this is Norm Zada. Let's give it up for Norm Zada. Woo! Oh, you are in for a treat. This man has stories. See, exactly. He's the antidote to me. I'm concerned that I don't have any stories. It's fine, because Norman Zada is here. Everyone, come on. Let's give it up for Norman Zada.
Norman.
Yeah.
Norman.
Yeah, so then, so I had this liquid death, and it was so disappointing because I didn't come up with the idea. So I'm in marketing, and I'm upset that I didn't come up with the idea to dress water all manly to get dudes to buy and drink it. Like, oh man, that's such a brilliant idea. It's like, water, forget that. Like, water does cardio. Like, liquid death pumps iron. Like, I'll drink, liquid death stole a motorcycle and jumped out of a cop car. I'll drink to that. Liquid death will curb stomp a bottle of Fiji water. Aquafina, that's too girly. Dasani sounds like a yoga instructor. La Croix, that's just French for me. I speak to your manager. But liquid death is a felony. But another thing that cracked me up about liquid death and all that is that I saw a lot of dudes just sucking back the liquid death and. Surely a lot of these dudes are the same ones that would talk about, like, well, back in my day when I was growing up, I used to drink right from the hose, and the rubber aftertaste was 100% cancer, and I didn't care, So it's like, you don't have to dress water up like it's headlining Ozfest 99. Just drink it, it's fine, It's if you really want liquid death, why don't you try the first 10 seconds of July hose water? That's not only liquid death, that's murder-suicide. Liquid death, the tagline is murder your thirst. Like, well, fellas, I see you're thirsty, all right? So why don't you go pick up a hose, have a couple chugs, and enjoy it, because your thirst is murdering you. Anyways, but speaking of murdering, I just cannot wait to see this man. I know he just got here, but you got to see this man murder. So please, welcome to the stage, Norm Zada.
Murdered sounds kind of serious here, but I think that we need to talk about some financial planning today, folks. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because I can see that you guys in the audience here are going to be coming into a lot of money very soon. Okay, I feel it. I imagine it. How many agree that you're going to come into a bunch of money? You're all you all agree with me. Good.
Yeah.
Good, because we need to figure out what you're going to do with all this money. Okay, so let's talk about something like, what are you going to do? Okay, let's talk about, should you buy a Rolls Royce? Okay, or some other really fancy car. Let's talk about it. Okay. So you're probably thinking, you're dreaming, and if you bought the Rolls Royce, you have this vision of all of a sudden your life is going to become wonderful, right? And you're going to be getting cards and letters and emails, and everyone's going to be saying to you, Herman, I just found out that you bought your Rolls Royce. I now realize what a wonderful person you are, Herman. I'm so impressed with you, Herman, okay? And then when you get out of your house in the morning and you're about to get into your car, and let's make the car convertible, okay? Because we want people to see you in your car, okay? Well, there'll be a whole bunch of people that will have gotten up at 3 in the morning to make sure that they have an opportunity to witness you get into your Rolls Royce in the morning, okay? And when you get in, they will be applauding. You're visualizing this, okay? This is the vision, right? And then when you get in your car and you start driving down the street, there's a whole line of people that are lined up, okay? And they're also applauding, and they're blowing you kisses, and they're throwing you flowers, okay? That's what you're thinking. That's what you've been thinking, right? How many people feel he agrees? For sure. You too, sir. Anybody else? That's yes. 100%. Your world is going to be wonderful if you just get that Rolls or that Aston Martin, whatever, right? Okay.
Sure.
I got news for you, folks. It's not going to work out exactly that way, okay? The way it's going to work is, if you had any friends before you bought this car, and you probably didn't, you probably don't, but let's assume you did, okay? Let's assume the low probability that you actually had some friends, okay? They will be gone. Trust me. They will not be dreaming or thinking or contemplating throwing flowers at you. They will be thinking about pouring trash into your car while you're asleep and then setting it on fire. Okay, so that is what people will actually be thinking. They will not love you. They will hate you. Trust me on this one. Whether it's a mansion or a big car, you're not going to get any love for this. If you happen to be generous, however, and give the money that you were going to spend on your Rolls to your friends, you would get a lot of love. Okay. So, let's finish the analysis. Okay, let's finish the analysis. Now you have to use your car. You have to take your car. Let's assume you want to go to dinner in Beverly Hills. Okay. How are you going to get from your home to the restaurant in Beverly Hills? Okay. You have to understand something, folks. You cannot stop your car at a stop sign or a red light. Why not? Anyone? I'll tell you why not. Because if you stop your car at a red light or a stop sign, there is a possibility that people will come out of the shadows, they'll come out of the bushes, and they will start pouring trash into your car, and they will set your car on fire. Okay. I know you think that's a joke, but it could happen, okay? It's not a zero probability, and as you keep doing this, the probabilities add up. Okay, now
Possible.
see? This man, I love this man. Thank you, sir. Okay, now let's continue. We get to our destination. Now the question is, how do you park your car? You cannot park your car yourself, folks, in some lot somewhere nearby. Why not?
This is too dangerous.
Exactly. I love this guy. You will not make it. Or you will make it most of the time, but some of the time you won't make it, okay? And you don't want to encounter that 5% chance that you don't make it, right? So you cannot park your car in some area by yourself. You have to park it at the restaurant. Well, guess what the problem is there, folks? You've got a parking attendant, a third party who you do not know, that is going to be getting into your vehicle. What happens if that person is not completely clean? What about their shoes? Ooh. What happens if they have scabies on their clothing? Scabies. Am I wrong? Did I pronounce that incorrectly? Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I saw you in the Rolls recently, by the way, so you know what I'm talking about, ma'am. You're going to have to be prepared. Let's be serious and realistic. You're going to have to be prepared to clean these individuals, to vacuum them down, and to make sure their shoes are clean. So you'll need solvent, and you'll need a vacuum cleaner. Okay, you have to take that with you at all times in your trunk. Okay, so but here's another problem, folks. Okay, so now you vacuum the attendant down. You've cleaned their shoes. This guy is really excited, I can tell. I mean, he is so thrilled with this. Okay. You vacuumed them down. Now, what's the problem now, folks? The problem is this person is not going to really appreciate you vacuuming them down, okay? I mean, how many times you go to a restaurant where you see the people vacuuming the attendants down? It doesn't happen very often, right?
Zero chance.
Exactly. Therefore, think about it. This person is not going to be happy. They're going to be in your vehicle all by themselves. Ooh, the thought. So what is the conclusion of all this analysis, folks? The conclusion is you cannot stop your vehicle. You cannot park your vehicle. Therefore, the only thing you can do with your vehicle is to park it in your living room and stare at it. Okay, so that's the analysis, folks. Now I'm going to talk about something that's even more important. It's why you're all here today, because you've heard about my efforts to balance the budget.
Yes.
And you know that I'm working real hard. I'm thinking real hard about how to do it. So I'm making another attempt tonight, folks. Okay. So there is a solution to balance the budget. But it's not what they're doing in Washington. It's not firing every qualified worker, okay? It would be much simpler if Elon would have just reached into his wallet, pull out $100 billion, and hand it to the federal government, because that's the equivalent of $10,000 for 10 million families, okay? It'll be easier for him to hand over the $100 billion than it'll be to get $10,000 from 10 million families that can't really afford it, okay? So anyway, that's not the solution. I have an alternative for you, Elon. I have an alternative solution. Don't panic, okay? Just listen to me carefully, okay? The solution is very simple. It involves a basic concept of how do we best utilize the intrinsic value of our elected officials. How do we utilize the intrinsic value of our elected officials? Okay. 2 words, folks. 1, 2. 2 simple words. Cage match. Cage match. He's heard it before, but I got a new one for you, so you won't be bored too bad. Okay. Cage match. We take 2 political luminaries that don't like each other, and believe me, there are plenty of those. We put them in a cage. Okay? Is that okay with you, sir?
Sure.
He likes that idea. Anybody else? You okay with that? He likes it too. How about you?
Yeah.
We're all good. We all like that idea. Unanimous. Okay. The next thing, it's important, we make sure there's no ambulance within 20 miles of the arena. Wait a minute. In your last time you gave this routine, you said 10 miles. I know, I've expanded the area. Okay, let them bleed. Okay? Okay with this?
Yeah.
20 miles, no ambulances, good. Forget about the doctors too, no doctors allowed in. That's good too. I just added that. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh, we sell international pay-per-view. Okay? The money rolls in. Okay. What a delightful thought. Increased revenues, decreased politicians. Bingo. Bingo. Oh, no. Well, I'm going to be able to finish this. Okay. Who should we use for our first event? Okay. How about the following, folks? How about in the red corner, standing 5 foot, 10 inches tall, but he's shrunken a little bit because he's 82 years old. So he's down to about 5'8" now and weighing 155 pounds. We have, who do we have? Somebody, he's 5'9". You get actually that's not bad. You get a half a point, whatever that's worth, a half a bonus point, but that's not right. But it's close. It could be right. The answer is
Mike Johnson.
no, he's not 5'10", but you're close. You're close. We got to blow him up, and then maybe he could make it. We got to elevate him. Okay, that would be fun, but that's not the guy, and he's not 82. I don't think. Mitch the Freeze McConnell. McConnell. Let's hear it for McConnell, folks. And wow, he's got a lot of support here. Probably more support than he has in the rest of the country. Wow, we got to send him some sort of message or something. And in the blue corner, in a coffin, we have Diane Feinstein. Feinstein. Wait a minute. She's dead, dude. Look, I know she's dead, okay, but that's who the Dems wanted. Go figure. Okay? All right, the combats are asking me to send a ring. McConnell staggers forward. He doesn't seem to know where he is. Oh, my God. McConnell falls flat on his face. McConnell's out. They begin to count. 1, 2, 10. Winner. Feinstein. Thank you. I'm working at getting us into a balanced budget situation. Thank you.
Come on, let's give it up. One more time for Norm Zada. I'm always up for. There's nothing boring about cage matches between political luminaries. Were you a wrestling promoter in a previous life?
Believe it or not, I was a boxer.
I knew it. You definitely have that. Definitely have that in you. You know, next step for the cage match, Hell in a Cell.
Who?
Hell in a Cell. Just have one throw the other one off the cage.
I would like Jasmine Crockett versus Margie Taylor Greene, but I'm not sure.
Oh, that should be bare.
I'm afraid for Jasmine, frankly.
That should be bare knuckles.
I'm afraid. That's a good thought.
Yeah.
That's a good thought.
I love it. Once again, Norm Zada, everyone. Woo, that was fun. So I don't know if you noticed the way I pronounced El Chorro early on, but yes, I am Latino. I'm Mexican. So I have a piece of Spanish trivia for you. It's a bonus about the band Maroon 5. So check this out. Did you know that the band Maroon 5 has a different name in Latin American countries? Yeah, it's true. In Latin American countries, Maroon 5 is known as Cinco Pendejos. And that's true because I saw it on Wikipedia when I put it there. Yeah, let's see. Do you ever catch yourself having evil thoughts sometimes? I think I'm a decent person, but every now and then, like an evil thought just pops into my head. Like for example, I was waiting at a red light, and I saw a bicyclist, no helmet, just fly through the red light. And my first thought immediately was, I hope you get hit by a car. But then, like, it was just like, I was taken aback. Like, whoa, geez, that's kind of rough. That's a little excessive. Like, why didn't I just think, like, I hope you get a helmet, something more reasonable. But speaking of evil thoughts, I have no evil thoughts for this next gentleman. Nothing but love. He's a member of the Right Club with Dustin Chafin, the new class that we just launched on Sunday, and it runs for 5 weeks. Please give it up for Gustavo Rios.
Thank you, Billy. Okay, cage match between politicians brought to you by Liquid Death. If you just arrived, you didn't understand anything about that. Anyway. So my name is Gustavo. I'm from Brazil. And whenever people learn that about me, the first thing they ask me is, Gustavo, are you any good at soccer? And I always reply, of course. In fact, as a kid, I won a ton of prizes for it. You see, I used to go to these soccer training camps, and they would have awards for the best striker, best goalkeeper, and every year, without a fail, I would get the award for cleanest bedroom in the camp. Ladies. I mean, this award was just an incentive for kids at the camp to not completely trash their bedrooms, but I took it very seriously. I took it so seriously that no kid truly believed they could take that award from me the kids at that soccer camp, they respected me so much. They even had a name for me. They used to call me Not Messi. Yeah. On the pitch, though, I have to admit I was not very good. Yeah. And I think I got that from my grandfather, because my grandfather, he worked as he was a miner at a mining company in Brazil. And he would have to go to these very remote mining sites in the Amazon rainforest. And during their breaks, these mine workers, they would play soccer. And during one of those games, an indigenous tribe found them and killed 27 workers. Yeah. Can you imagine how bad my grandfather and his friends must have been playing soccer? For the indigenous tribe leader to take one look at it and be like, okay, we've seen enough. We got to turn this soccer game into a massacre game. I really like wordplays. Okay, my whole family is still in Brazil, and I often have to go back to visit them. And whenever I do that, I leave my LA apartment, and so for an extended period of time. So I have to check on my fridge to see if there's anything that's gonna spoil, and then decide if I want to eat that or throw it away. That means sometimes I have to do some really crazy meals, like drinking a gallon of milk all at once or eating a ton of guacamole. But that doesn't bother me. The only thing is I'm not sure I can eat an entire can of baking soda all by myself again. Okay. So Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, recently asked people not to say please and thank you to ChatGPT because, according to him, that wastes an unnecessary amount of energy. Yeah, that makes me really sad because the whole point of AI was to make machines sound more like humans and not humans that sound more like machines. What's next? Are they also going to tell me I can't call ChatGPT Daddy? I don't think so. I'm too damn respectful to these machines. The other day, one of those delivery robots came to my house to give me a burrito. And after the transaction was done, I didn't really know how to interact with it. So I just leaned over and I said, "Thank you for your service." These delivery robots, they're getting a little out of hand, though. The other day I was driving down the road and I got to this intersection and I noticed one of them standing on the sidewalk, just waiting to cross the road. And you guys know me. Of course I yielded to the robot. But it just stood still in the same spot. So I did the human thing. I stared right at that robot's eyes and I did. Still not responsive. So, I don't know if you guys ever been ignored by someone else's dinner. It's really humbling. But yeah, I figured it was just broken. So I continued with my car, but as soon as I did that, the robot decides to jump into the crosswalk. Now we're heading for collision. So I start honking at it, so that the burrito inside the delivery robot is aware that we're about to crash. Still, it completely ignored me, so we ended up crashing. And now I'm super embarrassed, and I'm looking around if anybody witnessed that. And sure enough, people are staring at me and judging me like I'm the crazy one in this story. Like I'm the crazy one for trying to exchange my insurance information with a burrito. Here's a little Hollywood insider tip for you guys. Does anybody know what's the movie genre that has the highest return on investment?
Horror.
No, horror is the second movie genre, but the first is adult movies, which is super ironic because the worst return on investment was my sex tape with Freddy Krueger. Yeah, but it makes sense because, both horror movies and porn are very cheap to produce, and, I jerk off to both of them. I'm kidding. You guys are being silly. I don't masturbate to porn. In fact, I don't like porn at all. I mean, just taking a look at the categories that are out there, like office porn, that thing is disgusting. I do enjoy the office porn, though, which is a completely different genre, where you have a couple going at it, and this guy just sitting next to them by the bed, staring at the camera like... I'm obsessed with Korean food. I really like Korean food. I like Korean food so much that it has become one of my dreams to open a restaurant that's a fusion of South Korean food and North Korean food. Yeah, it's just a regular Korean restaurant, but I will serve only one party. What else? I really like history. I have a ton of historical fun facts. One of them, for instance, is that the founding fathers, they all, not all of them, but a lot of them died on the 4th of July. Now, some researchers think that this is evidence that, humans can sort of control the timing of their death. So, they die at a moment that's important for them. To me, it sounds more like evidence that the founding fathers were all dogs in disguise. Let's see. I think that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Yeah, the applause always dies before it reaches the stage. It's interesting. Anyways, but give it up once again for Gustavo Rios. All right, just out of curiosity, does anyone here know the name of the gay bar from the Police Academy movies?
The Blue Oyster.
The Blue Oyster. Okay, good. All right. Just out of curiosity, is anyone here a doctor? Perfect, because just based on this unscientific survey that I've been running for years, I just crack up knowing that if I were, like, let's say in an airplane and have a heart attack, I'm more likely to die being told the name of the gay bar from Police Academy than to be saved by a doctor. So that's fun. But anyways, you're in for a treat. Check this out. You know when you hear that that whole like a dentist like a toothpaste ad, it's like 4 out of 5 dentists recommend. Well, check this out. We have the 5th one here. Okay, today. So please give it up for Eamon McGrail.
Good evening, and I'm your host, Eamon McGrail. So which horror movie are we airing tonight? It's a very dark, morose sort of set, isn't it? But I guess you're not into horror tonight, are you? But I'm a history and trivia fan. Learned that here in California there are more religious groups than anywhere else in the country, like Church of Scientology and all that. It's one of the reasons why so many people came out here, was to practice their religious freedom. Now, it brings me back to a time when I found religion in my youth. Had a very bad accident when I was swimming. A tree fell into the pond where I was swimming, pinned me under the water, and there I was, under the water, losing oxygen. And what do you think I was thinking? Am I going to drown? It's like, no, it's kind of quiet down here. It's nice. If I have to go up for air, I got to deal with all those people up there. And this just got me thinking about all these new age cults that, have the deep breathing and the transcendental meditation. I'm thinking, if they could just teach you how to not ever breathe, Imagine just what, we could all just go live in the bottom of the ocean. And and you wouldn't have to worry about air pollution or vaping, but of course the tobacco industry would suffer severely. Yeah. Now, I understand the Secretary of Commerce is trying to implement a new business deal to get more industry back into the U.S., where he says that this plan will have you working in this job, that job, the other job, industry and all, and your children and your grandchildren will work in it. He's calling it grandiose undertaking of laborious American grind work. You get the acronym?
Oh, yeah.
Well, since we are here to learn more about world events, wanted an unbiased view of the news. You can tell that this is a good source of news because I'm not going to be advertising about a new car or new insurance or any sort of new medication. You just drive what you want, you get insured if you want, and you can just put whatever you want into your body you like. Now, from Washington, Vice President J.D. Vance has reiterated that the audio recording of him criticizing Elon Musk is an AI-generated fake. The recording features a voice saying Musk makes us look bad and that he is cosplaying as this great American leader. Mr. Vance contends Elon is not cosplaying, he is live-action role-playing, or LARPing. In this case, he is role-playing his favorite hero, Tony Stark, billionaire inventor and Iron Man. Musk says he identifies actually more with Bruce Wayne, but his cape keeps getting caught in the door of his Cybertruck. Mr. Vance was also the first American vice president to visit Greenland. He has chided Denmark for not doing enough to halt the spread of China and Russia's intelligence and influence in the Arctic region. Best remedy for this is to build a new mega resort. Both President Trump and Attorney General Pam Bondi have called the arson and vandalism attacks on Tesla dealerships domestic terrorism. Bondi has issued a statement to those upstarts sowing discord and wreaking destruction on these establishments. If you don't want to be charged with terrorism, don't burn those cars. Do what they did in the old days and just steal them. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has stated we are closer to peace than ever before. Just this morning, Vladimir Putin acknowledged that all the tanks that are clogging up the highways in Kyiv, causing traffic violations, and they will be paying their fines. Bishop Marion Budde has once again made pleas for mercy and leniency on the downtrodden and fallen on hard times. However, she is gaining more praise than ever as she has pleaded to Netflix to stop canceling everyone's favorite series. She is quoted saying, "At least don't end the season on a cliffhanger." News out of China. Large number of missiles were drained of their fuel and replaced with water. In response, President Xi Jinping has banned all of Bruce Lee's movies and books from its military bases. Bruce, famous kung fu star, had a philosophy was that to be a better fighter, one must be like water. Some military officials took his quote too literally. U.S. government has enacted a non-fraternization policy, which bans all American government personnel and their families and contractors with security clearance from any romantic or sexual relations with Chinese citizens. Hence, there will be free membership on Pornhub for all contractors. Yeah. Legislatures across the country have compiled a list of books most commonly banned from schools, including the Charlie Brown Christmas pop-up book. Yes, it's been used to smuggle drugs and weapons. The 48 Laws of Power, which provides wisdom on how to gain confidence because it teaches how to manipulate others. Black & Decker's Advanced Home Wiring, a self-help book for home electrical maintenance because it can teach how to tamper with and sabotage electronic security systems. Oh, sorry, folks. That was the list of books banned from prisons.
However, inmates have said if they had only been taught these subjects, they wouldn't have had to go to prison. Out of Hollywood, motion capture or mocap actors continue to negotiate fair payment for their performance as video game characters. Executives still dispute their performances as legitimate, claiming they pretend to act, so we pretend to pay them. The Adult Performance Artists Guild has supported the mocap actors since they have faced their own struggles for fair pay. Executives have admonished these adult performers, quoting, "They should be obscene and not heard." And Kanye West has been accused of cosplaying a KKK member, but he insists he was only dressed as the Pyramid Head Killer from Silent Hill. That's all the news we have for today. Thank you, and good night and good luck.
Once again, give it up for Eamon McGrail. It's like our own, not weekend update, like a midweek update. That was fun. So I mentioned an awesome movie, Police Academy, earlier. I also recently watched another really awesome movie where, it's very action-packed, where this sole individual has to protect his place of work, okay, from these terrorists. And it turns out that one of the terrorists was actually his newest hire who betrayed him. It was exciting. So he had to, by himself, had to defend his workplace and beat the terrorists. And it was action-packed. It was, what was the movie called? It was called Paul Blart Mall Cop. Has anyone seen that? Who here likes Paul Blart Mall Cop? Who here hates it? Okay, good. All right, good. Because I use Paul Blart as kind of like a litmus test of whether or not I'm going to get along with someone. Because not too long ago, I was just watching a podcast, two comedians, two supposedly funny people. And then they started talking about Paul Blart, how they don't like it, it's not funny, and this and that. And I don't understand that, because as far as I understand Paul Blart, it's never been a remake of some like Italian post-war film like Paolo Blarte, International Man of Commerce Security. As far as I understand it, it's always been Kevin James rides a Segway and plays a mall cop. Knowing that, where do expectations come in? Like, that's the part I don't understand. But lucky for you, if you ever want to act as well as Kevin James does in Paul Blart and Paul Blart 2, which takes place in Las Vegas, I'm so excited to welcome this next gentleman to the stage who he's been running the ones and twos over here, the boards, and he also he can tell you more about his acting studio, Film Actors Cafe. Please give it up for Aaron McIntyre. Hold on. I gotta fix this. Talk amongst yourselves. Once again, Aaron McIntyre.
Yes, hello.
Woo!
Yes, I am an actor. Maybe you've seen some of my work. You'll probably remember some of my famous lines, like, "Can I get you some more coffee?" That was one of my best. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. No, you can turn the music off. Just turn the music off. Come on, you're embarrassing me. That band, You're crazy. My name is Aaron McIntyre. It's A-E-R-O-N. It's not A-A-R-O-Ran, so please don't call me A-A-Ron. And it's also not E-R-I-N, because that's the gay way. And I'm not gay. I don't know why I just said that, but I'm not. I've only been with 3 guys. So, two of them were, nothing really happened, but the first one is because I went and needed a ride. I tried. I'm a people pleaser. I tried my best. I tried to do the job, but, just there was no cooperation. The second time I wanted to get high, and again, didn't work. And the third time was Oh no. That was the second and third time. The first time was molestation, but that's something completely different. I've gotten over it. You two as well should. How did I put that fucking sentence together? That was you two as well should. Yes, it sounded like Downton Abbey. Yeah, I haven't had sex in like 14 years, so. That's dog years, so it's not as bad as you originally thought. But sometimes I do that because, sometimes it's good for a pity fuck. You know what I mean? And much rather have that than a relationship. Because those are tough. I went through one of them back in the 1900s. It was the fucking 1900s, okay? I'm old. He's talking about middle-aged muchacho. I'm the senior muchacho. I may be the senior muchacho here. I'm not sure, though. Huh? Thank you. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted you to say it because I didn't want to embarrass myself. Because it's very embarrassing when you go, oh, my God, how old are you? You're like, what, 50? And they go, no, I'm 40. That's embarrassing. Whew. Yeah, during the pandemic, I went out and I took care of my mom. And that's usually where people applaud. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're heartless. What I could say, I'm in recovery, and everyone would burst out in applause. But no, I take care of my dying mother. But I did a good job because she did die. So... she would have loved that joke, too. She had a very dark sense of humor. I was unconscious one time from falling over a couch, and she vacuumed around my head. So that tells you what kind of woman she was. Yeah, we had a great time. Yeah. It's kind of like a fun house, It's kind of like a scary fun house with a kooky clown in there going, goodbye! 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 Goodbye. She just kept saying that over and over all day long. And I think she was just trying to hit that right cadence or frequency or something so the big boy would come down and take her away. You know what I'm saying? Fucking did not work. She did it for 6 months, and then finally one day she went, hello, and died. It was like, that's all it took. She had the wrong word. It was just the wrong word. She was very passive aggressive her whole life, but when she got old, they say that that old people are just like kids. You have to take care of them like crazy, right? They're very manipulative, very very manipulative when they get older, and so she used to do things. We get into a fight, because she is family. How many people have fought with family members? Wow. Yeah, okay, I'll give it up. Yeah, so we would have a little tiff, and she would, she'd be laying there, and she'd go, oh, I'm so cold. Oh, I'm so cold. I wish, it's too bad there's no one around here who could give me a blanket or something. I'd go over and pick up the blanket. She'd go, get away from me! I know. That's what I said. She tried to trip me one day. It's like I'm walking by and she sticks her foot out. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, where am I going with that? I don't know. What else? I am mentally ill. You could tell, right? Looks like it. How many other people mentally ill? Any mentally ill? Yes, thank you. So yeah. Well, I was gonna say. So you're diagnosed, and then if people said, no, I don't have any mental illness, I would say you're full of shit, because everybody's got something, right? We've all got a little anxiety, a little bit of OCD, got to have the pencil in the right way, pull the curtains a certain way. There's certain stuff that we all got to do, right? I'm bipolar, and so that's a lot of fun. It was. I learned a lot from that. Because, 1 minute you're thinking the world is beautiful and then I'm in touch with everything and the ceiling is part of me. And then the next minute you're slumped on a porch with your blanket over your head going, get me out of here. But I'm not afraid of dying. So there was a plane going down and I was on it and I knew that I'd be fucking riding that thing, you know. Yay! I don't like pain. I just don't like pain. You know, like fighting. How many people in here have been in a fight? Anybody? Anybody been in a fight? Yeah. Never. Well, 3. But they were 3, but they were literally total of maybe 30 seconds for all 3. So that just kind of gives you an idea. I just don't like. I watch an action movie and I break ribs. You know, it's all I have to do is just sit there and watch somebody get hurt, and it just kills me. So, the fights. This will give you kind of an idea because I am a big pussy. I'm just the biggest pussy you've ever want to meet. Because. Thank you. Oh, I think she's talking to me. I think I found my date for the night. Excuse me. What the fuck that was? The speaker started talking to me. Yeah, big pussy. Which actually is not pussy, it's pussy. Because it's pusillanimous. That's what it's short for. So I don't know where they got pussy because that is... Somebody calls me a pussy, I go, thank you. Because... I have a very high opinion of pussy myself. Very high. Yes. Bravo. Thank God you guys came in back there. Okay, I got 2 minutes. I guess I'll do my stupid little... I love this joke. Oh, okay. I'm going to steal a joke. I'm going to steal it. Dude, this is my favorite joke of all time. So a guy goes into a bar. And he comes up to the bartender and he goes, give me 9 shots of whiskey. And he lays out 9 shots of whiskey. And the guy starts pounding them back one after the other. And he gets to about number 6. And the bartender goes, hey, man, slow down. And he goes, no, man. If you had what I have, you'd be drinking like this, too. And he goes, God, what do you have? He goes, $1. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we do have an acting class here. Tuesday nights. I've been doing this for about 35 years, teaching. And, did it back in back of the barn a lot of times. But was up in San Francisco, moved down here a few years ago, so trying to get them together. Come check it out, 7 o'clock, Tuesday nights, right here. If you like it, stay. If you don't, you lost nothing. So... I'm going to bring up, and then tomorrow night, Karaoke Confidential, right up the street, Delphi, Greek restaurant, really great restaurant. We're going to be doing karaoke, and I got these lovely cards here. You can pick one on your way out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that starts at 8:30, goes to midnight. That's all I got. Billy Ramirez is going to take over now. Thank you very much for all of your attention and love.
Yeah, right. That's going to be fun, Karaoke Confidential. As I'm getting older now, I've started to yawn like an old man. And I've grown to accept it. At first, I was self-conscious about it because my dad used to yawn like that. I used to wonder why, but I realize now it's age. Just those kind of yawns. It's not a sexy yawn. It's not attractive. But on the other hand, now knowing that I yawn like that, I know that I could probably kill it at karaoke singing Michael McDonald Doobie Brothers song. Just you back in like you know. That'd be fun. So you're from the 1900s too? You existed back then? Mid-1900s. Wow, you're from the mid. Yeah, I only go back to the 80s, but that was a fun time. But speaking of the late 1900s, I've been a drummer a lot longer than I've been a comedian, literally since the late 1900s. And I like using the term late 1900s around people my age because some get all like tight and butthurt about it, like they just suddenly sprung into existence after Y2K, and then other people laugh, and those are the people I want to hang out with. But doing comedy has been an interesting change of pace because it feels as a drummer, it feels like I showed up to the gig and the rest of the band didn't show, and somehow I lost my drums on the way there. You know, it's just like it's up to me to entertain everyone. Like, oh geez, like I could do trumpet sounds with my mouth, you know. Speaking of trumpet sounds, I was listening. I like listening to jazz, old school jazz, Miles Davis and all that. But every time I listen to old school jazz, I just can't help but think about how angry all those jazz cats were. Like, if you read about all those jazz cats, they were all just the angriest sons of bees. And if I had a time machine, I wouldn't try to change history. I would just go to New York City in one of those just 50s and 60s, try to go to one of those jazz gigs just to see one of them just explode during a jazz gig. I think it'd be fun. Just imagine, it's like, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This song is called My Beautiful Love. Okay, ready? 2, 3, 4. Doom, 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 doom. Stop. Jones, goddammit, you come in late one more time. I'm going to drag you in front of everyone. I'm going to stomp on you until you die, all right? If you think I'm playing, just try me. Just try me. 2, 3, 4. Doom, 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 doom. Nothing screams smooth jazz vibes like threatening manslaughter. But anyways, you don't have to worry about being threatened by manslaughter from this next comedian, because he's just far too nice to do that. He's one of my favorites. Please give it up for Hunter White.
Can you do it? Can you keep the applause going? You can't. You failed. You failed. How we doing, people? Congratulations to us. We made it. We survived time. We survived anxiety and slip and slides. You guys needed energy. How we doing, everybody? We're good? Yeah, I got a couple new things. Not new-ish. Just working on some stuff. We're good. I'm 31, which is cool. And I'm really glad to be in my 30s, because in my 20s, I had this bitterness, because I always felt like nobody paid attention or listened to me. And I always thought when I turned 30, people would magically start listening to me. And 100% true. The minute you turn 30, people care what you have to say, even if you have nothing to say. It's great. I feel like you again, weird energy. How we doing, guys? Stuart, how you doing? You walked in here looking like, I don't know, you popped up at spring break on MTV, how we doing, everybody? Let's have some fun. No, guys, we're gonna be fine. No, I feel like your 20s is just, you're at a party and trying to talk to people, but nobody's acknowledging you. It's the worst feeling in the world. But the minute you turn 30, they're like, come on down. What do you think about everything? Foreign policy, tax brackets. Do you need a proctologist? We're here to humble you. Cool. Thank you, guys. No, there's a definite energy shift of getting older. When you're young, an alcohol run is oh, we're going to get some alcohol. It's going to be a good time. But that grows into, oh, we got to get some alcohol and some Band-Aids and Neosporin because we cut ourselves fixing a fridge. Right? This is fun. I love comedy. It's great. I'm trying to figure out my place in the world, literally. I'm looking for a new apartment. I don't know. Yeah. It's unfortunate because I had found an apartment and I thought it was going to work out because me and the roommate, we get along. He's nice. I'm nice. But we learned that he is devoutly religious and I am a high functioning degenerate. Wasn't really going to work out. Thank you. Finally. So we came to an amicable separation. We're adults. And what bums me out most is the apartment was great. Big room, cheap, furnished. It came with a desk and a dresser and a mattress, but no bed frame. And that's a humbling experience. Going from a bed to a bed frame at 31, especially because I already have a girlfriend. Right? I feel that's not how it works. That's the people's first glow up when they get a girlfriend, right? They get a girlfriend, then they sleep 36 inches off the ground. That's how it goes. But I'm doing it in reverse. I had a bed, then I got a girlfriend, no bed, backwards. I'm Benjamin Button in this relationship. What do I do? It's odd, especially because I really liked the neighborhood. It's kind of mid city, and it's just it feels like me. Because before I was in Hermosa, which very nice. Too nice for me. Very hoity-toity. It was beautiful, but now I can go buy whippets around the corner. I don't even do whippets. It's just nice to know they're around. right? It's like the dirtbag version of living next to a cop you feel racially comfortable with. Like, I don't know when this will come up, but it's nice they're around the corner. All right, if that didn't resonate, I'll reframe it. The neighborhood is a neighborhood where a restaurant proudly displays their score from the health department. Right, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need a Michelin star. I need Wok Wok with an A-star health rating and a homeless guy out front. Like, they must care. Thank you. I appreciate that you liked that. Did I want to literally talk about anything else? Oh, I don't, but I do want to point this out. Aaron McIntyre, give it up for him, everybody. I'm going to leave you on this. Literally, you should all take his acting class. It's very fun. He might have resting Game of Thrones executioner face. But looks can be deceiving. He's one of the most amazing teachers you could ever experience. Thank you guys for dealing with this. This was a couple things I wanted to work on. You can find me on the internet at My Name is Hunter. Have a great night.
Once again, Hunter White. Not only is he hilarious, he takes amazing photos. Stuart, you going up? Well, are you okay? It's got to be you. You're next. All right, but let me do a little something. Nice to see you again, though. Yeah, from Right Club. Yeah, Right Club. Yes. Anyways, so not too long ago, I was stuck driving behind a slow gray Grand Caravan. And I was upset that I was stuck behind a slow gray Grand Caravan. And then I was upset that I was stuck behind a slow gray Grand Caravan. And then I was like, oh, yeah, gray Grand Caravan. Like, yeah, it's just like all those gray grand pianos. You see the classical pianist playing, you know, like all the great clothes you'd wear to a grand ballroom, or like the gray Grand Canyon. Imagine that. Like, ugh. Anyways, but after a while, I would just kind of felt bad for the driver, hoping like, you know, I hope you didn't purposely buy it. I'm hoping for your sake that you got suckered into this, you know, like into a gray Grand Caravan. And then while I should have been paying attention to driving, my mind drifted about the like theoretical situation. Like, imagine him at a dealership, just finished wrapping up a caravan test drive, and the dealer's like, so what do you think about this caravan? Yeah, she's real nice. Sounds like, yeah, she's nice, but does the caravan come in gray? Gray? No, listen, you don't just get gray. You earn gray. You graduate to gray, all right? But if you think you're ready for gray, you're going to have to spend some real big bucks to get yourself a Grand Caravan, all right? So I don't know. Just for his sake, I'm hoping that. But you're in for a treat here, because this man, it was the #1 Dodge Grand Caravan dealer from 2003 to 2007. Please give it up for Stuart.
Woo! Wednesday. I'm a cancer survivor. Woo! Been sober for 4 years. From methamphetamine. Woo! No, I'm just kidding. None of that's true. How's everybody doing tonight? What an open mic crowd, huh? Anya, you're not going tonight? Oh, you're closing? Gotcha. Yeah, naturally. Okay. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I had to do some work stuff, but I was listening, so I listened to most of y'all's sets. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go off some thoughts that I've been having. Wrote them down over a span of months. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there's like a lot of young men out there filming themselves, like catching pedophiles in public places, and that's kind of the joke. It's terrible. It's terrible. So and a lot of these guys, like, you know, look, I get it. If you're a pedophile, it's like you can't be doing that. But and it's a terrible affliction. But it's kind of like, do you like cheesecake? What's your favorite dessert? Apple pie. Do you like apple? You love apple pie, right? Like if you were craving apple pie tonight, Nanye's like, yeah, you want to go get some dessert? Y'all'd get apple pie. You'd regret it a little bit maybe tomorrow. Okay. You'd work it off. Whatever. Good. It's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? But for them, like in the switch in their head, it's like kids. You know what I mean? But it's fucked up because a lot of these dudes have like, you know, they obviously have something wrong with him, and they're just like following him around a Walmart and like throwing water balloons full of mustard at him. It's really terrible. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but this is happening in the streets. So, yeah. Anyways, what do you think about that? I don't know. Off of this subject. Well, I do actually have one more thing on this subject. I like to think what near beer to an alcoholic is like Pedialyte for a pedophile. But you know, it's just like sorry, we're going there. Nobody's watching. Nobody. You guys are what she is watching. Oh shit, dude. Just like my boss. But no, yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying. Pedialyte, pedophile. Anyways, it kind of gives you like a little bit of like what you're looking like. You know, if you're an alcoholic and you're like, I drank for years, and then you go get like a Heineken 00, and you're like, man, this is almost there. Or like a CBD pen. Instead, you like children and you Pedialyte. All right, I'm off of it. Okay. I feel like people with Asperger's have it kind of rough. Speaking of conditions, I just feel like it's kind of like a tough name. We should maybe give them something else, something a little bit kinder. Asperger's. Okay. All right. It's just it's a tough name to have. I've always been really afraid of getting killed by a really tall person. Nothing in particular. I'm not that tall myself, so I feel like if it was like a Yao Ming or something like that came at me with like a knife, what am I gonna do? Nothing. It's terrifying. It's like, yeah. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. Okay. How much time do I have? Enough. Okay. Let's get comfortable here. So there was this. Okay. So I'll end on this, but this is a good one. I swear. So there's this lady who she like sued her Uber driver because she ordered an Uber and she was kind of a bigger lady. And she couldn't get in the Uber. Maybe the driver didn't want to drive her. He's like, this is going to be a problem. And so she sued him, and it became like a national case. Well, I used to drive Uber when I was younger out here. I've been out here for 8 years, about 5 years ago. And I did exactly that. There was this guy in Koreatown who was he had to have been at least like 600 pounds. And he ordered the Uber. I don't know where he was going. I pulled up, I saw him, having trouble getting up, I fucking rolled out. Anyways, that's terrible, it's sick, no one should do that, I did it, I don't feel good about it, okay? No matter what you guys are all here, okay? I'm paying for you to see me. Okay, Stuart, Marino, hello, goodbye.
Give it up for Stuart Marino again. So I lied too. He didn't. But yeah, what's up?
They don't use Asperger's anymore because Dr. Asperger was a Nazi. Now it's
Oh, wow. I remember but you got a good point. I remember the first time I ever heard that term. It was a good friend of mine reconnected. We went to high school together, reconnected, and she was like, "Oh, I work with children with Asperger's." You work with children with what? Anyways, but sorry I lied. He didn't sell Dodge Caravans. You sell printers, right? You're in the printer game. Yeah, no, if you need a printer, he'll hook you up. Stuart Marino, everyone. So let's see. Oh, recently I saw this ad on the back of a bus that I don't know if it was anti-fentanyl or pro-fentanyl. All it said was one line, one pill, fentanyl kills. And as soon as I read it, like I threw up the devil horns because that sounded awesome. Like I thought it was a new band, Fentanyl, promoting their new single, One Line, One Pill. It's like, oh man, like yeah. I saw that sign and AC/DC started playing in my head. And he was like, yeah, one line, one pill, the fentanyl kills. It sounds amazing. Yeah, I kind of want to try it now, but I kind of feel bad for whoever made that ad because surely they're going to have a situation on their hands. Like at one point, like We lost another one? Oh, geez. Like, I'm so sorry. I try to make it sound educational, but it came out sounding frickin' awesome. But speaking of frickin' awesome, you're in for a treat here. Please get ready. Come on, make some noise. We're your headliner. You're in for a treat here. Please give it up for Anya West.
You ain't gotta do all that. I'm quick today. You ain't gotta do all that. It's good people. How's it going? We back up in here. What's up? Fuck. All right. I wanted to say a few things. I know everybody pulling their phone out. I want to be like everybody else. I'm a follower. I seen some shit when I was growing up, and I didn't realize that it was like a monumental moment until like I was around other people that had equally seen this shit. Real quick, this before we get into that, do you know where Area 51 is? I know you do. That makes sense. I just felt like you would know. I don't know. You give me the energy of like I feel like you would be very like knowledgeable on those type of things. But when I was growing up, I seen Stevie Wonder throw a football, and I didn't realize how crazy that was until like recently. Like I'm 28 now, and I saw that when I was like in 3rd grade. You feel me? And it just hit me today how crazy that was. Like he threw a football, and he threw a football well. You feel me? Because I don't remember seeing if anybody caught the ball, but I remember seeing, I'm like, I can throw a football kinda. Like it'd be spiraling, but it'd be wiggling. But he threw like damn near a perfect spiral. I'm like, he's blind, right? We don't know. It's like people always debate like, is he blind? Is he not? Like it's like a thing people like debate on all the time in the black community. If you guys don't know what's going on in the black community, that's what we're talking about right now. It's between Stevie Wonder being able to see and if 100 of us can beat up a gorilla. That's all we be talking about. That's all we be talking about. I don't know if that hasn't crossed your timeline yet. A lot of people have been debating if they could beat a gorilla, like one gorilla versus 100 men. Like if it was possible to like beat the gorilla up and win. And I'm like, I don't know. Like Steve Irwin's son tapped in. Like he recently made a video about it, and it's not funny anymore because he was like, you know, gorillas are very docile creatures, and I was like, damn, you right. Like I'm like, if 100 was like pulled up on a gorilla, like really on that type of time, like that's really disrespectful. Like that'd be so mean. I know, right? I was like, and what's crazy is I felt bad, and I was on the side of the gorilla, so I felt bad. So I'm like, damn, I was wrong. Like damn, I thought gorilla was handling that. You know, I thought he had us 100, but he lost light. Like, have you seen a gorilla? It's like 600 pounds, swole. Like, I feel like if he had time to train, like if you let me train the gorilla for like a year, he could for sure take 100 dudes. Like, I feel like if I'm just making him mad every day, you know, just like poking him every day, create bloodlust, feed him meat. Because they don't even be eating meat. I didn't even notice. They be eating plants. They're buff off plants. I wish. I eat meat and this is my body. Like, how? It's not fair. It's not fair. I fuck with it though. But I don't know. People were talking about that shit a lot, and it made me remember. I feel like being knocked out is a very humbling experience. I feel like people who it's real. It is a humbling experience. It doesn't even matter how you get knocked out. It don't got to be in a fight, but just knowing that somebody could turn the lights out is a very like it makes you a way nicer person. Like, people think I'm a good person because, like, my parents and such. But I feel like me getting knocked out playing rugby definitely woke me up to, like, a new side of life. You feel me? Like, I was awake and then I wasn't. That's scary because I didn't even want to sleep. I was trying to run and I was asleep. Like, it's not fair. Life ain't fair. I was knocked out by, and this is all a story that somehow comes together. I was knocked out by who I thought was the biggest competition to defeat the gorillas, a Samoan person. That was my like ace in the pocket. Like, there's no Samoans involved. I thought that the humans had no chance because they're very good at just being strong and big. You feel me? At a very young age, like they middle school looking like adults. You feel me? Just calves the size of goldfish tanks. Like, it's just, I wish. I don't know, I really have nothing to talk about. I just came up here because I need to get back into doing stand-up because I be getting booked sometimes randomly. I don't be on it as much because I had to get a real job. Boo. Everyone boo. Bro, that shit's trash. That shit is trash. Bro, I've had so many, like, fun jobs in my life. Like, there was a cool minute I was jumping off a trampoline for work. like trampoline dunk show. To go from trampoline dunk shows to sitting in a little desk, staring at the corner of 2 walls and 2 screens. It's just so sad. It's so sad. And then it's like, it's really sad because like, I feel like no one talks about this. Or maybe you guys do talk about this. I mean, I wasn't paying attention until recently, I guess. A 9 to 5, you work from 9 to 5. And you really only have to work from 9 to 5. But everything you do from like 5:01 to the 8:59, it's like if you from Monday to Friday, if you fuck that up, like the whole 9 to 5 is fucked up. Like you gotta be sleep at a real time. Like I don't be sleeping normal like hours. I be up to like 2, 3 a.m. I don't give a fuck. Like I didn't care. Life was fun. I fell asleep on my first day, guys. Humbling. They called me out of the office like, hey man, what's going on? Immediately lied. I'm sorry. I immediately lied. You gotta be quick on your feet. I was like, my dog, she was sick this morning, 4 a.m. I woke up, I was laying with her. They're like, oh, well, I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah, cry with me. I don't know, I had to, backed into a corner. You sleep on your first day, you gotta be creative. And then even if I get caught, I was like, no, he needs to see that initiative. Like clearly I care about this job enough, you know. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't see this. I mean, if he does, I mean, it's day 3 now. I didn't sleep the other 2 days. So, hello. We're making progress. I ain't gonna lie though. I did one of those. I did nod off today. But I was awake. No one saw it. I was in the corner. No one saw it. What I want to cover real quick. What's going on in the world, guys? You guys keeping up with politics in the world? You guys keeping up? Yeah, see, so there's some smiles and laughters. No, unfortunately, so it's not good. Damn. I'm not keeping up. I just always like to take a temperature check, see how we're doing. Politics, good for me, hasn't like completely absorbed my life and my daily yet. But I feel like, I don't know, we have a very interesting person in the White House. I didn't vote for him. That's not me. That's not my doing. You know, I can pass the blame to whoever did that. But I feel like this is gonna be like, everyone take a lot of photos. Take a lot of photos, because this is gonna be a long chapter in somebody's history book, and you want to hope that your photo is in there. All right, take photos. That's what I'm doing now. I want kids to be like, oh, look at page 69, look at that guy, and it's me throwing up a peace sign and everything going to chaos behind me, at the stock market's just crashing behind me. I don't even know what I want to cover, guys. I'm just here. We're just outside. 2 people tried to sell me drugs today. I was in uniform, fresh off work. Like I was in business casual, and they still tried to sell me drugs. I'm like, like what about not okay? I have different pants on now, but what about this outfit? Like I had a collar. They started trying to sell me weed. Me? I didn't look like an upstanding citizen. I don't know. I wasn't giving upstanding citizen. I guess it's the braids. I do partake in weed though. Shout out to weed, man. If you okay, some claps in here. Okay, I found something we all like. Okay, cool. Let's rock. Shout out to weed. Weed definitely makes everything easier. I used to take edibles before my other jobs, and people used to judge me for that. They're like, oh my God, how can you take an edible and come to work? I said, well, an hour before work, I take an edible, and then I come to work, and that's how it works. It's not hard. It's very easy, in fact. It's easy. It's one of the easiest things. It's easier than getting to work, in fact. Just eat it. It's delicious. It's a little fruit snack. But I feel like I always tell people, like, doing this shit, like weed and edibles, like this shit is bigger than me. You feel me? Like I do this shit for the community, for real. Like it's not just about me, cause I'm paying cash for these edibles, and I'm going back to the community with my change. I'm not tipping. I'm giving the homeless population this money. So people are literally eating off of me taking edibles. So imagine if I stopped. How many people would be hungry on the streets? People here are like, oh, you're such a nice person. Nope. Still not a nice person. 1, I got knocked out. 2, I watched a lot of What Would You Do growing up. Shout out to my boy John Quinones, racially ambiguous host. That's why he was the host. If you know that show, it's just a show about like the title, What Would You Do? Like it's just like situations and shit. I feel like I'm always waiting for my moment. You feel me? Like I see like when I'm going into the grocery store, I see like white van with no windows, and I immediately think they're here. This is my moment. Like people think kidnapping. I think John Quinones is here. Because that's how they do it. It's a hidden camera show. They have to have hidden vehicles. I'm always looking at license plates, hoping. Like I know my day where I'm like, this lady in front of me is like, oh, I can't pay for my groceries. I'm like $5 short. I'm like, $5? No problem, ma'am. Here's $5. No, in fact, here's $20. Enjoy. I see you have a child there. John Quinones comes out. Hi, I'm John Quinones. What would you do? Oh my gosh, it's my moment. John Quinones. Like, I don't know. You guys don't understand. If you watch the show, you would get what I'm talking about. It's a beautiful moment. I feel like everyone would be like, wow, Anya, you really changed the game with that. You're so kind on TV. You're kind in real life, but in TV, now everyone knows you're kind. No, you don't have to go to work anymore. We're going to just pay you to exist. What? Really? Oh, God, the dream. But apparently, I have to actually start doing comedy for real for the next like 2-3 weeks. 'Cause I got shows coming up, so I won't be on bullshit for the next 2 weeks. I'll probably do actual material because we gotta practice. That's the thing. You guys come here, you practice. All right, you guys come to Los Angeles School of Comedy and practice. All right, get your work in. I say this, and even though it's my first day here in like 2 weeks. But listen, don't be like me. Be better than me. You can be. If you come here and you practice. But thank y'all so much for the time. Oh, hello.
Your sweater, is that Leroy Jetson?
Honestly, it's the homie drew this. I ain't gonna lie. The homie drew this, and I always get compliments on this shit. And I got it for free for hosting an event. But it's just a hoodie. I don't know. It's his brand. It's on the back. I've been plugging him all day because every time I wear this, people always ask me, "Oh, what is that?" I'm like, "Right, I wish it was me, but it's not." But I don't even know who it is. It's just something he just turned into his little logo for this jacket, and I rocked with it. I got it for free, so I'm gonna wear it. It's real simple out here. But shout out to me, Anya West, on YEWST. I might change my Instagram though, because that nigga is wildin'. All right, come up to the stage as our host for the night.
Give it up once again for Anya West. So, all right. So, I don't know if anyone watches Inside the NBA. Like, I love watching compilations of that. But there's a clip where they started talking about the Jetsons. And then Charles Barkley mentions Leroy Jetson. And then instead of Elroy, he mentions Leroy Jetson. And then someone drew it, and like it looks like Leroy Jetson. That might be Leroy Jetson. Yeah, look up the Leroy Jetson Inside the NBA clip, and like you're gonna be like, hey, that's got to be it. But, anyways, once again, give it up for Anya West, our headliner. Also, give it up for everyone who performed here. Let's give it up for Eamon McGrail, Aaron McIntyre, Hunter White, Norm Zada, Stuart Marino, our guests here who came to watch, and also John Barrell, who provides security. I've been Middle-Aged Muchacho. This has been Wacky Wednesday at LA School of Comedy. Please join us for our next show, Funky Friday. Sign-ups at 6:30, live at 7 o'clock. Until then, see you next time. Woo!